Well, hello everyone, and welcome back into Crypto's News. It is me, your host, Omar Bam, aka Crypto. Always a real treat to have you back so we can discuss what is happening in cryptocurrency today to make sure that you stay informed of what is happening in the crypto street to make the best decision for yourselves. Please don't take anything I say as investment advice. This is a very volatile market if you hadn't heard that before, and always use it as a jumping off point. So if I mention some news and it seems interesting to you, don't take anything at face value. Always dig a little bit deeper if it's relevant to you, and hopefully it's just a nice place that you can get an aggregation of what are some of the most important things happening today. Always a lot, so I always appreciate your support as well in the comments, letting me know what's important to you, what I may have missed, and any relevant commentary that you might have. So welcome back. If you're new, please remember to subscribe. If you are a new subscriber, you haven't yet subscribed to the new channel, and good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, depending where you're at in the world. I send my regards to those of you guys who are having any rough times, especially if you're in UK. Massive inflation prints that we've been seeing, energy costs in Germany exploding. It's a very uncertain time, and I commend you for sticking through what is happening. These times are insane. I think a lot of it is due to central banking, fractional reserve systems, and now it's not just one nation that's going, or one small part of civilization that's being affected. We're in a very connected globe, and it seems like very uncertain times for almost everyone because of the way the system is set up. So hopefully cryptocurrencies do mature continuously as we see through here and provide a hedge for folks. I think that's the big thing that we're hoping for on this channel. And of course, I want to see you guys do well. So let's go ahead and start off by looking at what's going on. Despite the carnage you've seen with the dollar just exploding higher and some of the economic uncertainties that we've been seeing, of course, with inflation. Let's take a look at the wrong chart. Looks like we're absolutely in the wrong one. Let me see how to switch this over. Actually, my apologies there. Just one moment. There we go. Okay, that should do it. So, yo, what's going on? Befuddled Hodler. Hey, Josh Davis, thank you for joining. And Validator ETH, nice to see you. I love your avatar, your little logo there. It's unique. I haven't seen one like that before, an NFT quite like that one. So Bitcoin is down 1.9%. It hasn't dropped off that much since the big sell-off that we had on the 19th of August. So it's managed to hold up enough during the weekend, bouncing off and not going into Goblin Town territory below $20,000. Ethereum's also managed to hold up after it's plummeted as well. It had broken $2,000, but it's since struggled. There's been FUD. The merge narrative has not been able to keep picking up, and so it's a question as to whether it's priced in or not. I think for the most part, people who really look at fundamentals and looking at the amount of issuance is going to be dropping are noting that this could be a longer term game. Really, after the merge happenings, once you have some of these traders, the tourists who are here just buying to try to speculate around this, once this dies away, we're probably going to see buying really pick up, or the price pick up over the months and years that are going to be laying ahead as a foundation comes out for the merge. So that's something I'm fully expecting to be happening. But yeah, we've had a bit of a sell-off, and it's really your guess as to whether it's going to pick up before we get into the merge itself. And you have other coins that are pretty much performing about the same, around down 2%, nothing too wild when you're looking at the markets for cryptocurrencies right now. I saw this posted on Bitcoin markets. I thought this chart was interesting to look at. USDC has been flat, Justin. That's good. I mean, it could be catastrophic if it was anywhere else. I think having faith, at least in USDC for now, has proven to be a good thing, although it's faith in this kind of centralized institution, of course, and a question as to whether there was some discussion taking place as to whether they're too powerful right now, and whether whatever version of Ethereum they decide to vote on by maintaining that particular fork, that would be the primary one, because if we didn't support USDC on some of these DeFi applications, then a lot of these DeFi apps would break, and discussion as to whether they are powerful enough or not. Whether people would move to something more decentralized like DAI, I don't know. I want to know what you guys think, but it has been interesting to see them become quite a force on this day. Hey, good evening to you, Kevin. And yeah, I'm definitely doing much better, Daryl. Every day I'm feeling so much better, and I'm so happy to be back with you. Thanks, Daryl. I hope you're doing well as well. So looking at this chart, it's been a question as to whether Bitcoin has broken out of its channels and is headed for that Goblin Town. It looks like no, it's actually skirting right along the bottom, as you can see there. So it doesn't look like it's the right time to really take a bet to the south side, although some are shorting, and we've seen speculation that way. I'm actually seeing the opposite from what I saw. CoinDesk just put out an article, and they were noting how many traders are piling back in after piling back out of Ethereum. And I still think Ethereum is what's leading this market right now. It's certainly not Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is kind of really following the macro sphere. And in the macro world, everyone is looking at Jackson Hole Symposium that takes place, where you have the Fed leaders coming out with central bank, not central bank, but other banking leaders from around the world coming together from August 25th, so in about 3 days, to August 27th, and whether some talk will come out there that will make Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, or others start becoming more hawkish and talking about how they're going to be tightening rates even more aggressively moving forward. So I think that heading into this week, that's probably a big narrative driver. That's why you had the S&P 500 down, biggest down day since June of this year. It's down about 2.1%. It's nice that crypto is rebounding somewhat, but I think that is the primary thing that's driving what's going on with the markets. And it's nice to see again that Bitcoin has bounced off this lower part of the channel down here. And I mean, it could climb back up. It would be nice, of course, to see it break 30,000 or at least 27,000. That would lead us into more bullish territory. But right now we're kind of in a purgatory. So I would trade very, very cautiously here at this point. When you're looking at the crypto fear and greed index, we're down from 45 last week down to 29 right now. Although when I was looking at TradingView, we've ticked up from an extreme sell indicator over to a sell indicator. So things aren't super negative, but again, just purgatory territory. This is something that's being discussed. This is Charles Edwards and his hash ribbon buy signal. He said the Bitcoin miner capitulation, so them selling off because they're not making as much profits, the miners, from mining Bitcoin, has officially ended today, he wrote on Twitter, making it the third longest capitulation in history at 71 days. This capitulation zone was longer than 2021 and just 2 days shorter than 2018's, where price touched 3.1K. And historically, Bitcoin's minor capitulations have captured major price lows and been great buy signals. So you can see here that it's turned green just recently, and this could be a sign that the miners are out of the game. And again, traditionally, this has been a great time to be accruing Bitcoin. As it says here, the hash ribbon indicator tries to identify periods. This is on lookintobitcoin.com, where Bitcoin miners are in distress and may be capitulating. The assumption is that such periods can occur when the price of Bitcoin is at major lows and may therefore present a good opportunity to buy the dip. The role of miners is to secure the Bitcoin network and to process every Bitcoin transaction. As you know, there can be periods after the price of Bitcoin rallied and then aggressively pulled back, and some miners struggle to financially continue in the short term. When this happens, they turn off their mining rigs. So this is taking a look at the hash rate on a daily basis. The hash rate indicator, the hash ribbons indicator, Bitcoin uses simple daily moving averages to identify when the hash rate is in a heavy downtrend. It also uses them to identify when hash rate is starting to pull out of downtrends, which can be very useful for the strategic Bitcoin investor. The hash rate ribbon indicator indicates that the mass miner capitulation has typically ended when the 30-day moving average of Bitcoin hash rate crosses back above the 60-day moving average after falling below it. And it does look like total hash rate is ticking up somewhat, but I would be kind of amiss to say that, oh, you guys can barely see this. Let me zoom out a little bit. There you go. Oh, what is happening here? Oh, dang it. If only I could control this a little bit better. Let me see if I can do that. I guess I won't be able to, but you guys can head over to blockchain.com/charts/hash rate if you want to check it out. It's ticked up just slightly after a bit of a down day. Oh, maybe I can zoom it in a little bit. Nope, cannot do that either. Let me try zooming in over the last 30 days. Nope, can't see. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, it does seem to be ticking up a little bit. I'm not going to say that it's going to continue. I think it does depend on what happens on macro. And for all the Bitcoin maxis that have been shitting on the Ethereum merge, I think, frankly, that the reason the Bitcoin price has been climbing so much has been because of Ethereum. So I guess just be careful in that direction is what I would say. Anyway, there's a lot going on for the Ethereum merge in regards to client releases that you should be updating if that is relevant to you. And it's just another sign that we're getting extremely close to the merge, just about 24 days away on September 24th. So we're having all the clients releasing. We have Prism being released, Besu, a mandatory upgrade for the merge on Ethereum mainnet. I'm getting that urge to merge. Also, you have Lighthouse, you have Teku, you have Geth. All of these are coming out with their client upgrade. So if that's, again, something that you need to be upgrading, make sure you get on that. Ethermine, the biggest Ethereum mining pool, I used to mine with them when I did my Ethereum mining, has announced that they're not going to be supporting any sort of Ethereum proof of work fork. So this is going to be the end of Ethereum mining, the end of an era on Ethermine. Since the start of the Ethereum project, one of the core items they said was to transition the consensus mechanism to proof of stake from proof of work, where it currently has been. After 7 long years of research and development, the mining phase of Ethereum will come to an end on the 15th of September 22. After this date, it will no longer be possible to mine either on the Ethereum network using graphics cards or ASICs. As a consequence of this transition, the Ethermine Ethereum mining pool will switch to withdraw only mode once the proof of work mining phase. What's up, Nick? Good to see you too. Has ended. An accurate countdown timer will be available on the miner dashboard. You can continue to mine Ether until the countdown has reached 0. That means, yeah, basically all servers are going to be shutting down. It's going to be possible to request a manual payout if your unpaid balance exceeds 0.005 ETH for manual payouts. The transaction fee will be deducted from your unpaid balance. Also, they're encouraging people to check out some of these other pools that they have available. For example, Ethereum Classic, Ravencoin, Ergo, or Beam if you want to continue to earn using maybe your GPUs. I know I've used to mine Beam. I've mined Ethereum Classic. I believe I've also mined Ravencoin using my GPUs. Those are still available on Ethermine. And furthermore, they're going to be offering a 0% fee promotion during the whole month of September for those pools that I just mentioned. So check that out if that's of interest to you. Again, just the end of an era. And I guess it's interesting, you know, a lot of people have been kind of I guess, shitting on Ethermine recently, not without reason, but because they have in fact been censoring Tornado Cash sanctioned transactions or addresses and anything like that. And basically, if a block has Tornado Cash transactions, it's not, those transactions are not being included by Ethermine. And this has been going on since apparently this block in particular, which was created on August 9th and minted by Ethermine. So as they've been taking, again, a lot of flack from the community for the censorship, it's pretty much going to be a nothing burger come very soon, since they're not really going to be involved in validation at this point. So I just want to bring that up. Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that if Ethereum becomes more censorship or allows for more censorship, they'll just rage the Ethereum community altogether. Also, Hodlonaut has been dealing with a lawsuit from Craig Wright. So Craig Wright, again, has been suing all sorts of crypto Twitter influencers and others, including Vitalik. We talked about Peter McCormick in that lawsuit, whereby basically Craig Wright had said that he was being defamed and had suffered monetary gains he could have been privy to if basically Peter McCormick, because of what Peter McCormick had said, which maybe libeled him, calling him an outright fraud. And this is not the first case, although that one resulted in basically Craig Wright winning a whole €1, or was it £1 actually, in court because of bringing out bullshit evidence came out. And so the next battle is going to be taking place on September 12th, I believe is the date, with Hodlonaut versus Craig Wright here. And Hodlonaut has been continuing to try to raise funds for this. Obviously, it's expensive to try to fight someone like Craig Wright, who basically bullies by bringing up hundreds of documents for the courts to sift through and wasting time and forcing the other party to spend a lot in legal fees. So Hodlonaut has been trying to raise money, and he's managed to get a huge amount of donations recently, which is great to help him out, including a 47 Bitcoin donation that was worth over $1 million. He wrote on Twitter here, or they wrote on Twitter, they're still anonymous: "To everyone that has donated or helped spread the word so far, thank you so much. Seeing plebs dig deep to help is extremely humbling." Plebs. Much love and respect, although we don't know if it's a pleb. To the person, company, or group that donated the 47 Bitcoin, stepping up like that with no desire for clout or recognition, just wanting to help without anyone knowing, that is extremely Bitcoin. Love you, my anonymous brothers or sisters. Although we are seeing hints as to who it might have been. It could have been Michael Saylor, as you can see here, when that donation had gone in to Hodlonaut. He had also tweeted this out, the hashtag #WeAreAllHodlonaut, with the classic Bitcoin lightning eyes. So it very well could have been Michael Saylor or something who gave that donation, although that's not confirmed. What's up, Wendell? Good to see you. So here is the website if you want to support Hodlonaut as well. That's defendingbtc.com, and you can participate in a telethon, it looks like, in 3 days and 16 hours. Yeah, there it is. September 12th. In Norway will be that next case against Craig Wright. Oh man, if he would just stop. I don't think he's been suing anyone recently, which is I guess good. He has somewhat stopped. Anyway, this was interesting. It looks like one of the heads of Binance has talked about scammers using deep fakes to create likenesses of himself to scam projects that are trying to get their tokens listed on Binance. So basically, a version of him has been presented to these companies, and they have given funds perhaps to the scammer, believing it to be Patrick Hillman, the chief of communications officer at Binance. So he put out a blog post talking about what's going on and how criminals are using, in fact, deep fakes. This is something that I've been concerned about, something that I think will continue to be making headlines as we go forward in time here. We have more and more deep fakes being used to flake people out of their money. It turns out that a sophisticated hacking team used previous news interviews and TV appearances of Patrick over the years to create a deep fake of him. Other than the 15 pounds, he says, that I gained during COVID being noticeably absent, this deep fake was refined enough to fool several highly intelligent crypto community members. So I would encourage you to also also be diligent as we go forward here, because you're probably not going to be hearing about these kinds of headlines before you get scammed. If you're going to be one of the first people getting scammed, you might just believe it's someone that you trust. I would, if you're going to be sending money to anyone, especially in crypto, verify not just with video, try to use phone calls, and really try to avoid that situation altogether as we move toward an era where you can't necessarily trust who's on the other side of these digital communications. Better to always meet in person, although that's not always possible. It's a strange time, and I advise you to be very, very cautious so you don't get scammed like some of these companies for token listings. And yeah, he directed you over to make sure that you're at the right Binance website, and that you're going to the bottom where you're going to see a link to fill out a form where you can submit to get your token listed on Binance. They don't necessarily give preferential treatment, and they're kind of strict in what they list on Binance. Anyway, EOS. So EOS has been pumping quite a lot recently, this token, which has been kind of a surprise. I haven't heard much about EOS in the news. Block One, for example, had stopped fulfilling their obligation to maintain the EOS IO code base, but they're basically being forked away because EOS is going to be forking away the protocol to create a blockchain for blockchains, I guess you could say, or a protocol for blockchains. As you can see here on eosgo.io, yesterday marked, this was a few days ago, so on the 20th, this was published of August, today's the 22nd. Yesterday marked a new era for blockchains based on the EOS IO protocol, as it was announced it would be forked and rebranded to Antelope. This comes months after Block One had stopped fulfilling that obligation, and so was subsequently removed from the network. I haven't been following EOS very much, but I guess this is a reason for the insider buying that's been going on recently, it feels like. But no, there could be other reasons for why it's pumping. They've apparently been trying to attract more developers on EOS by offering yields for developers and rewards for them, and that was announced, I believe, on August 14th. So that could be why it's been pumping, but I don't know. In the efforts for self-preservation, a newly formed coalition made of the EOS Network Foundation, Telos, Wax, and UX Network has made the decision to fork EOS IO to form this new protocol, Antelope. And this is what it looks like: an open framework for building fast, secure, and user-friendly Web3 products and services. Surely could be a new home for NFTs, since Wax has been big on those. Some of the earliest developers, I guess you could call it, they stemmed out of those who used to create skins for Counter-Strike back in the day, and trading of those skins. So they're familiar with trading of NFT-like digital objects, I guess you could say. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes, and it's possible that EOS could very well continue to pump because of this news. And I just wanted to bring that up to you. If that's relevant, or you're still a member of the EOS community, although I haven't heard very much recently from them. And Coinbase wallet is now going to be supporting Solana apps. So if you use Solana decentralized applications, it's right time for you to go ahead and hop on board the Coinbase wallet if you want to be using it. Again, they've been supporting more and more chains, more and more products, and you still have self-custodianship when you're using Coinbase wallet. So if you're a user, again, of Solana, I wanted to bring that up to you as one of the secure wallets that's been around for some time and continues to allow for more and more features for you to use it. Of course, hardware wallets generally are the more safer ways to go, and you can find those down below in the description if you want to support this channel by picking up a ledger yourself. And I'll finish with a quote of the day, as we do here. It's a rather slow news day, but I hope you enjoyed it. And here's the quote by David Eddings: "No day in which you learn something is a complete loss." So stay open and stay hungry for knowledge, and I'll continue to try to be a source for you to stay on top of what's happening and knowledge in regards to crypto, as I've strived for the years. Thank you so much for the support in so many different areas. You have mine, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see. Hopefully nothing breaks and things actually bound higher as some of this fear dies away, and we'll take whatever comes. Take care, much love everyone, and stay cryptic. Peace.